The Underground Railroad, retold and illustrated by 4 Martin, 2014, Wilder Elementary School, Indianola, Iowa. And the books they're retelling are Henry's Freedom Box, written in 2007 by Ellen Levine, and Unspoken, copyright 2012, by Henry Cole.
There was a little girl named Sophie. One day she went out to feed the chickens. She got the funny feeling that someone was watching her. So after that, she started to feed this thing hiding in the bushes. She fed this thing many times and many days. And after she fed this thing, it was being quiet and it made a doll for her. Sophie loved the doll. She played with it, and at night she tucked up and went to sleep. The end.
Henry Box Brown mailed himself to Philadelphia.
This is when Henry is getting shipped.
This is a picture of Henry in the box. You can't see him, but he's in there.
This is Henry's Freedom Box. He escaped from the South. He was a hero. He was shipped to Pennsylvania.
The Underground Railroad led slaves to freedom. It was made in the 1800s. The Underground Railroad went north.
Henry's parents got took away from him and got a new slave owner.
When Henry was little, he was a slave, and one day he was separated from his family. When he got older, he got married. His wife and children were taken from him. He shipped himself to Philadelphia so he could be free.
This is the Underground Railroad where the African Americans escaped slavery. This is Henry's Freedom Box. This is the box he got freedom with.
Henry was a slave and his children and wife were taken away. Henry knew a white man, a doctor. He did not like slavery, so Henry shipped to Pennsylvania so he could be free.
This is Henry Box Brown's Freedom Box. This is the one that he used to escape from the South. He was a good man. He was a leader for the African Americans.
Once upon a time, a little girl was picking up chicken eggs, and she goes in the chicken coop. Then she saw a person in the corner and she ran off. Then she took food to the person. The girl went in the barn and found a note when she was carrying a basket. She found an eye in the corn and she was bringing food for the person in the corn.
The girl was gathering eggs in the barn. She saw someone in the corn stalks and ran. She started feeding the person every day. One day when she went back, the person was gone and she found a corn husk doll made from the corn husks and the napkin she brought the food on.
Henry was little when he got taken from his family, and he went to his old owner's son and found a wife and had 2 kids, and they got taken from him, and he mailed himself to freedom.
Henry was a slave and he wanted to be free. He had a wife and kids that were sold to a different owner. Then he went to a place where he was put in a box and shipped across the state, where he was set free. Henry's parents were sold and Henry was sad. He mailed himself to Pennsylvania and found a wife, and they had 3 children and lived happily ever after.
Henry Box Brown is sitting under his box under the stars. He spent many days and nights waiting for freedom. When he got to Philadelphia, he was happy to see somewhere where there was no slaves. They gave him a freedom birthday, March 30th, 1849. And his new middle name, people called him Henry Box Brown. Henry is free after a long battle to freedom.
The South wanted slavery, but the North didn't want slavery, so they had a big fight. Henry was a slave, and so was his mom. One day, Henry's owner got sick and sent Henry to his son, but not his mom, so Henry got mad. Then one day, Henry's friend came to tell him that Henry's mom was getting sent away, so that is why Henry went to Philadelphia in a box.
Henry went to Philadelphia in a box. He wanted to be free from slavery.
Henry is in the box. He's going to Pennsylvania because he wants to be free. His friends on the Underground Railroad mailed him to freedom.